Hey, this is Mark with Washington, MTC Media. So yesterday, Notre Dame somewhat responded from an awful loss, probably the worst loss in the Marcus Freeman era, with a 66-7 win over Purdue. It was a much needed win. It was a much needed road win, and it was in a fashion that they needed to win that game. And now I don't know if that's going to help them in the long run, because you just never know how this season is going to play out. Notre Dame, even though they only have one loss, will now need help getting into the college football playoffs. And, essentially they need to run the table and have USC be really good to help them get over there. And then, they have to have some people lose. And in the current structure we're in, probably some of those teams, they're going to have to need to lose more than once. It's not, it used to be, oh, well, if you can get them just to lose. But now, probably with some of these guys, they're going to probably need to lose more than once for Notre Dame to be considered for a spot in the college football playoff. And they've probably lost the ability to host a game. So, but anyway, going back to yesterday's dominating win over Purdue, if you look at the stats just without context, the two things you'll see is in one half, Riley Leonard had run for 100 yards on 11 carries, and Jeremiah Love had 109 yards on 10 carries. And Notre Dame was truly dedicated to the running game, including having Leonard run. It just makes you wonder how injured he was last week when they decided not to run him anymore. And so he only played a half because the score was as big as it was defensively. The Irish was dominant all day. They had the one bad possession there in the second half where Purdue got their touchdown. But when you looked at the passing game under Leonard, once again, he misses stuff downfield. He had two touchdowns that he missed. One because he didn't see the person, and the second one because he threw off his back leg and the ball was short. Both of them were surefire touchdowns. And that's why when you see Steve Angeli come in the game, and though it was in the second half, and you can say it was mop-up time, blah, 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 the truth of the matter is the passing game just looks so much more mature. His eyes stay down the field a little bit more. He's more accurate the further he gets down the field. And that's why even in that mop-up spot, 6 for 9, 100 yards, 2 touchdown passes. The first touchdown pass was beautiful. The play calling set it up perfectly to get it on film. But at some point, the Notre Dame receivers have to be rewarded when they are open. And Leonard has to find a way to hit them when they are open. And because the passing game just still looks incredibly lacking, and for Notre Dame to be a complete team, they're just going to have to find a way to get Leonard comfortable enough that he can hit guys down the field without forcing it down the field. He see guys on time and those type of things for Notre Dame to really get to a point where they can be a threat in the playoffs. First, make the playoffs, be a threat into the playoffs. But for Marcus Freeman, yeah, for a day, it felt good. But the Northern Illinois loss is not going to go away unless this team makes the playoffs and win a game in the playoffs. That's the only way this is going away. But if they don't make the playoffs, or they make the playoffs and they go on the road and they lose, that Northern Illinois game is always going to be brought up. So Notre Dame has a long way to go, but certainly their win at Purdue was a step in the right direction. It's Mark Washington, MTC Media.